What's your biggest concern today? Is it the price of gas, housing, the stock market, your 401k, your Roth IRA? How about the cost of living? We're now at a point where the biggest concern for everyone in the country is inflation and money, cash flow. Now, if you're at a point in your life where your cash flow hasn't grown these past few years, then you're in the same boat as a lot of Americans who are now panicking as the price at Walmart, Target, and Costco, just to name a few, continues to go way up. But let's be honest, has anyone here felt any relief in the grocery stores since they told us that inflation's going down? And speaking of stores, were you aware that Walmart, of all places, was going to close some of their stores permanently in a few days' time? Man, you have to feel bad for those people in that community. And economists are now seeing a hard landing for markets, housing market, the stock market, and even higher inflation throughout the year. This is not something that many people can handle now. What more down the road? Now, before I continue, please take a second, smash the like button for the video. Really appreciate all the love and the support, you guys. It really does help get this information and these videos out to more people. And if you're in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to the state of our economy, Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and what's really going on in Washington, D.C., global happenings, and anything that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. Links in the description down below. It only takes like 15 seconds, guys. So Walmart's net worth is around $380 billion. And that's if you ask Google. But when a multi-billion-dollar company decides to shut down all of their stores in a particular area, then you know that things are pretty bad. Now I'm talking about theft. I mean, guys, they're doing this in the daytime. They're doing this when the sun's up and no one seems to bother them about it. Walmart CEO Doug McMillon said this about what's happened to their stores in the area. Quote, theft is an issue. It's higher than it has been historically. I think local law enforcement being staffed and being a good partner is part of that equation. If that's not corrected over time, prices will be higher and or stores will close, end quote. So that's it. After March, these two Walmart stores in Portland, Oregon are gone. The two stores have left at least 600 employees, workers who may be part of layoffs or transfers. And that's the thing about theft. We may think that it's not going to affect us, but in reality, it hits us even harder. And with what Doug McMillon has said, the two scenarios won't be great for anyone, especially for the people in that community. If prices go up, they stand to take home less items. And if the stores close altogether, which is actually happening, then the stores in that area will lose some competition, which will also drive prices up. Not to mention, based on history, it's probably going to kill that local economy. Now, at the end of it, the consumer loses. Walmart's a multi-billion-dollar company. They stand to lose a store or two, but the residents that live there, do you think that they can afford for their expenses to go even higher now? I mean, just imagine your local Walmart. Imagine it just shut down completely. I mean, how would that affect your daily life? The local economy of surrounding businesses near there. The huge occupancy of a Walmart just suddenly shutting down and lights off. That can't be safe for the community. Now, you know what really makes my stomach turn just a little bit these days? We're sending billions upon billions of dollars overseas. We're on the hook for weapons that haven't even been sent yet, and pledges of billions of dollars to help other countries with their financial problems. But what about those who live right here in the United States? What about us? What about our seniors who are on Social Security, SSI, SSDI? And with 18 states now officially ending pandemic era states of emergency, which included food benefits, many households were being forced to line up for the chance to get food from food banks. You got SNAP and EBT benefits have gone down by at least $90 per month on average. And there are some places where seniors who saw their food stamps drop from $281 to $22 last year. Now, I know that there are those who have the ability to work, but there are also some who rely on government subsidies. These people exist, but some of these people really need the benefits. I get it. And they're not getting much more help as they live here and not overseas. So maybe people who are struggling here should move to the Ukraine? I don't know. But look, don't take my word for it. Our own Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said this recently, quote, maintaining an effective government is indispensable to Ukraine's capacity to respond to Russian attacks and other emergencies. Our economic support is keeping essential public services running. These services maintain economic and social stability in the Ukraine, end quote. And this is not me saying that we should not provide support to people who are in need. I'm not saying that. But this is me saying that we're also in need. So what about the economic stability of Americans? Regardless of what Mitch McConnell said months ago, we're not flush with cash. We're not all rich. We're not all making $400,000 or more every single year. So why are you so focused on a country so far away when the people right here at home are waiting for hours just to get food?
I pulled in here at 4 o'clock this morning. The last time we were down here, the line was all the way back to the freeway, all the way back to the parkway. That's I'd say that's close to a mile from right here. I know it is.
When we get our checks, we have to pay bills. And then you got to buy what little you need and what little food stamps you get SNAP. So
you guys getting during COVID?
$350, something like that. And then after it's over, it went back down to what it was before, about $140. But still, the mayonnaise and everything else stayed high, so it didn't equal out. Both of us disabled. She's on oxygen, I'm on oxygen. She's got blood clots in her legs. We usually have to take money out of something else for food, out of our checks, so we do disability checks.
Before the pandemic, I was getting $15 a month. During the pandemic, they raised them to $240, and after the pandemic, they cut them down to $30, and well, $30 don't get you much.
That's right, guys. We have people in Eastern Kentucky who waited up to 9 hours to receive free food. So this only confirms that life isn't that much easier for many of us. And according to Peter Schiff, we're in for even tougher times as he predicts that inflation will go even higher and that the Fed will probably steer us all for a hard landing. He says that the Fed isn't winning the inflation battle and that the economic data remains weak. Peter Schiff also adds that if we do end up in a recession, inflation won't go down, but a recession may catapult inflation to new highs. Something that I know a lot of us won't be able to handle. So what can we do, right? How do we face these challenges? Well, I got some advice for you guys. Watch your circles. What does that mean? You're only as strong as the weakest person within your circle. And if you don't have people who have the same mindset as you, then you're all doomed to fail. It's like that saying, where you don't want to be the smartest guy in the room because you need people that you can learn from. Do you think that winners got to where they are because they craved mediocrity? Because it was okay for them to just be okay? These markets are set up for many different scenarios. But one of the markets that's sure to see discounts is in the housing market. And these sellers, they won't be able to hold on to their prices much longer when the inventory really starts to pick up and prices soon plummet. And when that time comes, you gotta be ready. Now, I remember this one interview from Kobe Bryant when he was still with us. He used to work out by 4 a.m. and do at least 4 workouts a day. I couldn't even keep up with that man. But what was the point? Well, he started this early because he wanted to get ahead of everybody else. And after a few years, it didn't matter what the competition was doing during the summer breaks of the NBA. They were never gonna catch up because he put in so much work at the beginning. And that's where you need to be. That is the mentality that makes winners. And you might say, all right, well, you're not Kobe Bryant, and that's fine. But you can definitely still be the best version of yourself. So let's just say you start paying off debt today and you have your peers who are only planning to pay their debt at the end of the year or just make minimum payments. You're already months and months ahead of them on your road to financial freedom. And unless they can improve their cash flow, there is no way they can catch up to you. You'll see these people all around. They're the ones you share my videos to, right? You share them and they say, sure, I'll watch it. I'll listen to what this guy has to say. But you know what? They don't listen or watch. How? They're still swiping their credit cards like there's no tomorrow. They're still having these weekly dinners out that cost a fortune. They're looking to buy new cars and gadgets while the ones that they have are still working just fine. They're not working for the future. They're stuck in the past. They're paying for a lifestyle. Look, if you're not seeing all these signs and preparing yourself and your household, things are bound to get messy. So the question is, what are you doing today that are going to make you thank yourself tomorrow? Let me know down in the comment section down below. I'll tell you what, diversification of assets is paramount. And for the best way to invest in gold, definitely hit the link in the description down below this video. But just to be clear, these are things that I practice, not just preach. You guys know I'm here 7 days a week pushing out content that's packed with information and knowledge. And you don't get to that point without working hard. There are many ways in which I can show you guys the way back to financial freedom, but you gotta take the first step. Now, if you're looking to put in some wise investments in the stock market, real estate, possibly develop multiple streams of income through side hustles and small businesses, feel free to join us in the Patreon community. The road to a better life is at your grasp. You just need to take the first steps. Now, before I go, please drop a thumbs up for the video and subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. I appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you in the next video.